by a senator because somebody or some group asks that it be done. I think, and it's not with reference to what Senator Scheer is talking about, because that might be an entirely different set of circumstances. But I hear a number of senators who will get up and say, so-and-so asked me to do this, and it'll be one of the most boneheaded things I have seen in a long time. And committees will go along to accommodate the senator who's accommodating people, and the legislature, as a result, is put in a position which I, as a member, feel ought not to be the case. So, every senator is free to conduct his or her business in any way he or she sees fit. If a drunk on the street gives an idea to a senator, the senator can bring it, give it to a committee, and the committee can send it out here. But it doesn't have to be dealt with as though it's serious or has merit. But many people are unwilling to do the hard work of winnowing out trash legislation. And this gives me an opportunity to tell some of these new people, especially the ones who are going to be in the governor's coalition or whatever he called it, to stop me and put me in my place, to make me behave, not do what the governor does not like. Well, the governor is nothing but a rich man who was born into a rich family, who was coddled all of his life, and even if he had to do something like chop kindling and wrap it up with a wire and sell it in the community, he never had to worry about medical coverage, clothing, a place to stay. So maybe that was a part of his upbringing. But I'm not one of his servants. I don't work for him, and I was employed, if at all, by the people of my district. And they sent a man, a grown man, down here to represent their interests. And the governor may crack a whip over the rest of you. He may herd you like a spancel of mules. And if you choose to accept that, it's up to you. But it's not going to work on me. Nobody can treat me better than I will treat them. But those who want a battle with me, you got it. I will not blink. I'll be the last man standing. And I want to make this point too. I'm going to put on my light again. Some people who are not knowledgeable, who are not observant, or who live in a make-believe world where they have the notion that if they wish for something, it will become reality. As a black man who's been in this world longer than anybody on this floor who has been elected, let me tell you one thing. There is no such thing as a post-racial or post-racist society in America. Just because a black man was elected president does not mean that racism has in any way diminished. In fact, it has been exacerbated. There's no way, when if that white governor were speaking to you all about the state of Nebraska, I jumped up and said, "You lie," as some racist did when the president was speaking before a joint session of Congress giving the State of the Union. That was ho-hum, and a lot of white people went along with it, because a black man had no business being president anyway. I saw where some old-time conservative had a blog where he referred to the president as a half-breed. And he says he didn't do it, but he won't tell who did. He's responsible. And the reason he doesn't want to tell who did it, because he did it. And he can leave it out there so that it will be blamed on this amorphous somebody else. He did it.
Time, Senator, but you're next in the queue. Please continue.
Thank you. And this will demonstrate that I'll take the time that I need under the rules to say what I've got to say. I look at all this hubbub about what's happening in Paris. That's bad. inexcusable. But in Nigeria, hundreds of black men, women, and children are being killed. Hundreds. But they're the wrong color. I thought that when that guy named Dunn wrote, "No man is an island, entire unto itself, each is a part of the main. Every man's death diminishes me," then black people must not be a part of that main. A black male such as myself is not a man. All I need to know is what the rules of the game are, or as white people say, the rules of engagement. And I know what they are. And back to a black president being elected, every president before him was white. So why do white people have any complaints? Why do you have poor white people in Appalachia? Why do you have ignorant white people in Louisiana, in Mississippi, in Arkansas, in Georgia? Why is that? Why are there any white men with complaints and gripes? No white person should complain about anything because you've had everything your way. You've had nothing but white presidents. You've been in control of everything. And look at the mess. But I wager that if a black man had been responsible, they'd be saying, see there, unemployment is down, stock market's up. But President Obama had nothing to do with that. Back to the point at hand, which is this legislature. I have in the past been very concerned about the legislature as an institution. Those who pay attention will not have paid close enough attention to realize that I never refer to this place as my legislature. I refer to it as the legislature or your legislature. I never refer to America as my country, but as this country or your country. I believe in dealing with the reality that I confront. And if I, who am aware of it, am too chicken-hearted, too lily-livered, too spineless to call it like it is, I should not have been elected by the people who sent me down here. But the people sent me down here because they know the manner of man that I am, and I am not the manner of man I am because people voted for me and sent me here. And I will express my views. But you know what? Talking about racism, this happens to be the first time in the history of France that the Minister of Justice is a black woman. And I'm sure he was white. Some conservative referred to her as a monkey. And that magazine, which all these white people are saying, they're Charlie. Well, that's kind of ironic, because black people have always referred to white people as Mr. Charlie. And that was not a term of respect. So as one black columnist wrote, I'm not Charlie. That magazine is racist, it's provocative, and the ones who put it out assume the risk of doing so. Do I approve of what happened in Paris? What difference does it make whether I approve or disapprove? Do I approve of what the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians? What difference does it make if I approve or disapprove? Things are going to happen over which I have no control, but I will speak about them. And when we get into this discussion of the rules, I want to let you all know that if you watch this movie where Joan Crawford, I think it was, or somebody portrayed Joan Crawford, but anyway, this woman was on the board of Coca-Cola.
Time, Senator, but you're on your third time.
Thank you.
Thank you.